A shocking turn of events. 3 major banks in the United States have gone bankrupt, leaving millions of customers reeling from the sudden collapse of their financial institutions. The news of the bankruptcies sent shockwaves throughout the world and raised many questions about the state of the global economy. The first bank to go under was the once mighty Silicon Valley Bank. A leading financial institution in the heart of America's tech industry, has filed for bankruptcy following a string of bad investments and mismanagement. Founded in 1983, the bank gained a reputation for being a pioneer in providing banking services to the tech industry. However, in recent years, the bank's management made a series of risky investments in startups that ultimately led to their downfall. The news of the bank's bankruptcy has sent shockwaves through the tech industry, with many of the bank's clients and employees left scrambling for alternatives. The bank's CEO, John Doe, released a statement expressing his regret and apologizing to all those affected by the bank's collapse. The bank's demise is a stark reminder of the potential pitfalls of the tech industry, where fortunes can rise and fall in a matter of months. It's also a sobering reminder of the need for responsible and cautious management in the financial sector. As Silicon Valley grapples with the fallout of this latest financial crisis, many are left wondering what the future holds for the tech industry and the role of financial institutions within it. The second bank to fall was Silvergate Bank, a tragedy that shook the American financial system to its core. Once a prestigious institution, known for its venerable legacy and sound business practices, Silvergate was brought to its knees in a single swift blow. The origins of the bank's downfall can be traced back to the late 2010s, when the U.S. housing bubble burst, and the subprime mortgage crisis began to spread like wildfire. Silvergate, like many other banks at the time, had invested heavily in these risky ventures, betting on the continued growth of the housing market. When the market inevitably crashed, Silvergate found itself saddled with massive amounts of toxic debt, and no way to recoup its losses. As the bank struggled to stave off bankruptcy, its investors began to panic, and a run on the bank ensued. Despite the desperate efforts of its executives and staff, Silvergate was unable to weather the storm, and was forced to close its doors forever. The ripple effects of this catastrophic event were felt throughout the financial industry, and many other institutions were likewise brought to their knees. In the years that followed, the legacy of Silvergate Bank has become a cautionary tale, a grim reminder of the dangers of hubris and greed in the world of finance. But even as we mourn the loss of this once great institution, we must also remember that the lessons of its demise are vital to ensuring that such a tragedy never happens again. The third and final bank to go bankrupt was Signature Bank, finally succumbed to the harsh reality of the market. Its once gleaming towers now stand as silent witnesses to the devastating effects of greed, corruption and mismanagement. The collapse of Signature Bank has sent shockwaves throughout the financial world, with experts scrambling to understand the underlying causes of this once unthinkable event. Speculations run wild of the involvement of high-level executives in fraudulent practices and reckless investments, all in the pursuit of personal gain. The consequences of Signature Bank's downfall have been catastrophic. Countless customers have lost their life savings, while employees face an uncertain future in a job market heavily impacted by the economic fallout. The ripple effects of this disaster will be felt for years to come, as the financial sector struggles to regain the trust of a disillusioned public. It is a tragic reminder that even the most prominent institutions can fall prey to human weakness and greed. The lesson to be learned from Signature Bank's failure is clear. Financial institutions must operate with integrity, transparency, and most importantly, a sense of responsibility to the customers and communities they serve. As we mourn the loss of Signature Bank, we are reminded of the fragility and interconnectedness of our global financial system. It is a wake-up call to remain vigilant against the excesses and abuses that can threaten the stability of our economy and society as a whole. The bankruptcies of these three major banks have sent shockwaves throughout the American economy and beyond. Many analysts are predicting that these events will trigger a major financial crisis, similar to the one that rocked the world in 2008. Others are more optimistic, pointing out that the American economy is more resilient than it was a decade ago, and that the government has learned important lessons from the previous crisis. Regardless of the outcome, it is clear that the bankruptcies will have far-reaching consequences for millions of people. From individual customers who have lost their life savings to businesses that rely on these banks for financing, the fallout from these collapses will be felt for years to come. The challenge now is to learn from these failures and work to build a more stable and secure global financial system that can withstand the inevitable ups and downs of the economy.